Hey, everybody. Welcome to Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. My name is Jordan Century. I'm one of your co-hosts, along with the very, what I call you, non-symmetrical?
No,
asymmetrical.
well, asymmetrical if you want to say it right.
Asymmetrical. Yeah. You know what? And that's what trips me out. You are so, much a grammar word I probably shouldn't say. But, everything else that's, comes to organization or being, tidy or responsible, you just don't have it. Anyway, that's Jonathan Williams, everybody.
No notes.
Mr. Williams Comedy, if you want to follow him.
Actually, hold on. I am not like that with grammar unless I'm trying to make someone feel bad.
Okay, yeah.
Like most of the time, I don't really follow grammar rules myself. I know them. I don't really follow them. It's just when I'm like, I want you to feel bad.
All right. Hang on a second. First of all, yes, you do follow the rules, and you bring your shit up all the time.
No, I don't.
You absolutely do.
Yeah, if I want you to feel bad, which is often.
It's usually directed at one of us.
That is true.
I don't correct you guys in normal conversation because I don't use it right in normal conversation either. Like I do and I don't. It's just kind of scattershot.
I think I'm seeing it now. You're kind of like an elitist when it comes to education.
Yes.
I think you subtly
I don't know if that's true, man.
That you're smarter than a lot of people. But you have sneaky ways of bringing it up.
Yeah, I like to throw it in there here and there.
Yeah.
That's right.
But that's just insecurity, man. It's insecurity, but also knowing that I'm kind of smart. I weaponize it.
What are you whispering?
I weaponize
podcast,
it. It's affect.
All right.
See, right there. Why'd you have to end that sentence with that?
Because I when words feel cool or fun or right to say, I pull them out and do it. But are you gonna?
Jason Allen King, how are you, sir?
I'm good. I don't obfuscate like Jonathan does, but so.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you fucking used that wrong, but that's
probably. I probably did use it wrong, actually.
You actually might not have.
I think it's like when you try to overcomplicate something that sounds smart. Isn't that part of it? Using big words and overcomplicate issues.
Genuinely, I don't do that. I don't use a big word to use a big word.
It was the bit.
I know it was a bit, but I'm just saying,
what was that thing about you not being able to take the joke?
No, that's not what I'm fucking doing. Now I am. I was like, yes, the joke happened, but also.
Well, if you want to correct our grammar at any point, you can call in at 980-221-9293, or you can also email us at podcastzoningout@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you, and Jonathan would love to prove his intelligence.
You know what is funny, though? I was going to talk to you guys later about how I want to start editing the show notes.
You want to start editing anything?
Editing the show notes.
Okay, why? Tell me why.
Because they are clearly written by AI and unedited.
Sure. That's fine.
Which is fine, but they feel like it. They have that AI feel to them.
Yeah.
Which is not a big problem, but I'd like to fuck with it a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
No, that's fair. We can start running it through AI, and then you make whatever tweaks. Yeah,
that's kind of what I figured.
I'm totally down with that. All right. You think you're better than AI?
Yes.
Do you also
at writing? Yes.
Do you also
so far that could change, but
no. I think you're good with writing. Do you think you could commit to a weekly task?
No. That's what I'm saying. I'm going to do it this time, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, fine.
I've had we had an extensive conversation about that last night. Actually, Jason and I did
about AI.
No, about my incompetence as a person taking care of things in life.
So my asymmetrical take wasn't all that crazy.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
that's what. Did you notice me actually pushing back that much?
No, I guess not.
He did not. By the way, we're on YouTube as well.
Oh yeah, we are on YouTube. The Zoning Out podcast on YouTube. Check out our weekly video uploads. Typically on same day as the audio.
Yeah, if it's not Thursday, it's a Friday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I would say subscribe, leave a review, comment, all that.
Mash that button.
There it is. I was
smash the like button. Do that on YouTube. Do it on Instagram. Yeah. Can't do it on TikTok.
Oh, baby.
No, they cannot.
You sounded, that was like an evil laugh. That was like you're ready. It's like you planned this.
Jonathan, if I had the power to take down TikTok, it would have happened a long time ago.
Okay.
Can you guys give me, because you were talking about this a little bit last week. We touched on it.
Yeah.
What's the difference Is there a big difference between, for me, Instagram Reels and TikTok?
I think this is coming from the social media agency that brought me on and then fired me almost instantly.
They more like they benched you. They ain't really fired you.
Well, no, I actually got another email from them.
Oh.
And I don't know whether she just like accidentally told me the thing she already told me, or I think she may have even cut me from the bench.
Oh.
I'm just like, why? Just leave me on the fucking list. Who
Okay.
cares?
Yeah.
But anyway, what they were saying is that, and fuck them, I hate them. I hope they're no, actually they're fine.
Bridge
They're
burning son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Golly.
No, they're totally fine. But a thing they were saying was that TikTok is less like in general, TikTok is less curated. TikTok is more like, here's a video. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm walking down the street. I'm whatever. And Instagram is typically a little more curated. Like that's the like etiquette or the vibe or whatever. But functionally, I don't think there's a ton of difference.
I don't think there's a lot functionally. I think TikTok may be better in terms of like SEO, like their search engine. I think might be a little bit better than Instagram, or at least it was. I think the thing is TikTok, it seems, originated trends in a way.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things that you would see on Instagram, you would see on TikTok first.
Yeah.
Now, that isn't necessarily a problem because then the new trends can just start on Instagram or whatever the new app is going to be.
I think that what we do lose just in terms of the experience is that TikTok has just visually is more, and I don't mean this in a negative way necessarily. It's more like boundaryless and like chaotic. You know what I mean? Because you don't have like with reels, depending on like what format you're looking at them in, they're kind of like contained, and you flip down, and then it's the next one, and then it's the next one. TikTok, it like fills up the whole screen, and you flip, flip. There's like no real real edges to it.
Oh, it's really interesting.
And I think
that's
that's by design because they want it to feel like immersive and a little chaotic. So I do think, I mean, just from an experience standpoint, we're losing something for sure. Now, from a not having to do the chore of posting things on two things, just from a purely selfish standpoint, that's one less chore. I think a lot of people are losing their freaking livelihoods though. So
that part is unfortunate.
so it's not worth the me having one less chore thing is not worth that. But
but then even then, I would also argue what's stopping them from just growing their Instagram following or YouTube Shorts like there's just
I don't know.
many.
Come on, man. You know that it's not that simple. Like
if you
have, like you blow up on one or the other, it doesn't mean that you can't or won't find an audit, but that it doesn't necessarily. It's not 1-to-1. It's not like I got 20,000 followers over here, I'm for sure going to get 20,000 over there. You know what I mean? Like,
well, I agree, but then also, where does the audience go now?
Well, probably, I mean, now, probably it's much more feasible that you can just transfer it since it disappeared. But yeah, I mean, you make a good point.
Yeah. But that's also something I worry about. I feel like it's a double-edged sword, right? Because now there are probably a lot of TikTok exclusive creators that are going to come to Instagram or
saturate it more.
Yeah, so now there's more people to compete against. So I don't know. Like I see your point too. It could go either way.
Yeah,
I don't know how it's going to play out.
I think my guess, not knowing how algorithms work on any level whatsoever beyond just gut, is my guess is that in terms, if you're looking purely at how does it benefit people whose main platform is Instagram, I have to think mostly positive, because even if it's getting more saturated, like to me, it's academic at this point how saturated it's already so saturated.
Yeah.
But what it does for sure, or almost for sure, I'd say, is people who love TikTok, they're going to be pissed, but they're going to people who never open Instagram and only go on TikTok, they're going to start using Instagram now. And so traffic is going to come over.
What about younger people? Isn't TikTok don't they skew a lot younger?
A little bit younger, but
I wonder if they go back to Instagram.
Well,
if there's something else we're not seeing
well,
yet.
there's that limit. What is it?
There's Lemon 8. I know what you're talking about, but no, there's another one now. It's Red.
I think I just saw Lemon 8.
Oh, okay. So maybe Lemon 8 was around and it was in the news for like a week, a year or two ago. and then it went away, and now it's kind of back or whatever. I've never used it.
I haven't either. I don't care to use it.
I'm
to
not
be
an early
honest with you.
adopter.
I've got 100 new followers on Lemonade.
On Lemonade?
I do not. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, I absolutely knew
Yeah,
that you did
I
not mean
can't.
that.
Yeah.
It was the you having 100 followers. I was like, no, there's no way.
There's no.
Well, I went over to Blue Sky for a minute. Speaking of like news
Yeah.
or whatever,
It's
and
like pretty much a Twitter clone.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I gotta be, I was on there for a while and I was posting, and it seems really vacant. I just got zero traction on anything I did,
Yeah.
and it wasn't a lot. It was like a couple weeks.
I mean, even Threads, man, is like not that. It's fairly active. But
I don't mind. Actually, I don't mind Threads. I look at Threads and I'll like go to Twitter, and it's night and day.
Yeah.
On it. Threads, I think, is actually picking up steam.
Is it?
Just from my take? From my,
I hope so. It's more integrated with Instagram,
Yeah.
and it's not, just a bastion for nightmare people.
Yeah.
Well, although now that Meta's getting rid of their fact checking,
Maybe. Yeah.
And you guys see the day after the podcast, pretty sure it was, Zuckerberg's on Rogan
yeah,
talking about
fucking,
all
of
the stuff,
course.
and it was like, oh man, I was like,
Yeah.
you're gonna take
Kiss in the ring.
Yeah, that's exactly what it felt like.
That's what they're doing, dude.
You went from taking away the fact checking thing, which I think a lot of people appreciated. Then you go on Rogan and start taking
Yeah.
shots at like Apple and shit. I was like, come on,
So-
dude. This idea of billionaires fighting each other, unless one of them actually gets killed, why do we get
Yeah,
it?
who
You
gives
know?
a shit, dude?
Yeah.
Like I think something that another like I heard a thing about on NPR. I know. Once a fucking month at this point, I listen to it. I used to listen to it a lot. Now it's just too depressing.
Yeah.
But they had this thing that's specifically about what we're talking about, which is why I kept listening to it, and they were saying that it's like a double-edged thing. It's like there's one, what we're talking about, the like trying to gain an advantage, trying to like, well, this is who's coming in, so we have to like be nice to them.
Okay.
And then, but I think to a much more extreme and scary degree, I would argue. But the other side of it is that they were saying that in some ways, because Silicon Valley has been like this bastion of liberals or at least perceived that way for decades, right? And that kind
Wait,
of
who? Because I was in my brain.
Silicon Valley, the
Gotcha. Okay. All right.
tech industry basically.
Yeah.
And kind of one thing they were saying in this interview is like maybe a little bit of their true colors are coming out. Maybe that's not really what it's ever been. Maybe they kind of wanted to look that way because it served them for that time.
Okay, but
They
What-
being like the ultra high powerful people, not like I'm not talking about.
Wasn't it always money making?
Well, it's money making. No, it's money making, but it was a more liberal leaning money making. At least that was the
perception.
that was
Yeah.
a perception, and I think the reality in a lot of ways, and sort of a cultivated reality at the same time. And now I think these the people who maybe were already like that, but were sort of hiding it, are now kind of like, oh, now I can emerge.
I mean, I guess that's possible, but I just also think that these big companies or whatever are going to curate whatever perception is necessary.
Yeah, I think
So
you're right.
I mean, if Kamala would have won, I
Right.
think the things will have kept going as usual.
Well,
right?
so the only thing I'll say with like there is one guy whose name I cannot remember that they were talking about who has for decades been very, very like powerful in Silicon Valley. He's like a big deal. I don't remember his name. And he has supported Democrats like vocally during elections, not like waiting till the election's done, like supporting Democrats for, I
Is
think
it Warren Buffett?
it's not Warren Buffett.
Okay.
It's someone. It's a name that
Yeah.
I would be surprised if either of
Gotcha.
you knew it. I had no idea.
In
No,
Silicon
no
Valley.
offense taken.
What? Well, I mean that if any
Wait, Steve Ballmer?
that if anyone I know knew
Yeah.
it. Maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
Nice. Came
yeah.
up with a name.
I meant that anyone. Fucking whatever.
fine.
Yeah, you guys are uneducated swine. No, it's.
There it is.
And so, but just in this, and in 2016, he supported Clinton. In 2020, he supported Joe Biden. In 2024, for whatever reason, he came out again during the campaign, not afterwards, and was a super vocal Trump guy. It's just like,
Oh.
what is happening?
Huh.
because he didn't have a crystal ball. I think a lot of people saw the way the wind was going, but like,
it makes me think that after the election, there was a lot of people. All these news channels were like, you know what, that woke thing really screwed us over. We knew it was, and it was like all of a sudden this Monday morning quarterbacking happened. Everyone went, it's because we lost common sense. People were doing what, I'm not saying they're wrong about, but it was like all of a sudden they all realized what the problem was the day after the election. It was like, where were you for the last couple years? If you knew this was the problem.
Right.
And I will say, this is something that I've thought before, and that is that the Democrats, liberals, and so forth they eat themselves. They eat their young. They create a monster, and that will eat itself, whether that's for the good of everybody or not. You know what I mean? And that, to me, is, I think, kind of what happened. So maybe that guy was ahead of the curve.
Maybe, but he supported Clinton in 2016. You know what I mean? Like, this was not like vocally.
Yeah.
I don't presume to know when the sort of, we'll call it woke mob thing. I hate using the term woke. I really, really do. But this is kind of what everyone's calling it now.
Yeah.
Maybe that wasn't quite as potent when Clinton
or at least we
was
didn't
running.
see it as clearly. Yeah.
I just don't think it did, actually.
In like after the 2016 election.
Yeah.
That's what really started to like
what started? You mean
the quote unquote woke mob?
The anti because woke for about 5 seconds was like a term that was actually a positive thing on the left. Right?
It was commandeered.
I mean, you got the Childish Gambino has a song, and then are you saying that's when it was like co-opted and ripped away?
It was when you
the
started seeing people on Fox News making fun of woke people.
They weaponized
it.
It was something like that. Yeah. That's definitely where it hit fever pitch for sure.
And then I think what that does is what that did. And again, I'm shooting from the hip, but I think that forced everybody to pick a side and be firm on that side.
Right.
So then the more they pushed it, the more the left had to respond. And, there was a lot of really hot button things that every trans debate was a woke debate. Was every conversation about it was, you know what I mean? And that was just been a popular conversation, for lack of a better word. So I think that's something that,
God, I just
weaponized.
I just like, it all seems so common sense to me, and like just like let people do what they want to do. Like, I don't want to talk about it. You know what I mean? Sure. Yeah. Like, we're kind of like, you sort of have to, depending on what you're doing.
I think it's literally that. It's them. It's they keep bringing it up
because they keep making it.
Keep making
yeah,
it.
No, you're right. You're right.
Conversation.
Yeah, that's right. And that is part of the like.
It goes. You mentioned this last week when you were like how the Latinx community doesn't exactly embrace. They don't.
I'm going from what people have said, so I don't have like a large sample size. But from everything I've heard anecdotally, is like it's deeply unpopular.
All that and the idea of, I always hear like white people get offended on behalf of other groups. I think that all of that combined, I think there's a huge portion of the country was like, it's not that shit's not common sense. That's the stuff that they feel is infiltrating and it is problematic. Yeah. And I feel like I'm defending. I'm not. I'm just saying that's those are the things that are being called out on why we are where we are. Well, and maybe again, going back to the conversation, maybe that guy had the crystal ball and was like, yeah, this is what's going on. They're not going to win. I need to be on the winning team.
It's just so gross.
I don't know.
Well, fair, but then at the same time, aren't we all a little political?
Yeah, sure. But what I mean,
like, even as like comedians, we've like done shows where we don't like the person booking the show necessarily, right?
Right.
Or you mean compromise?
I see what you're saying.
You mean compromise?
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that, but I do. Me personally, God, at least I hope that I have fucking limits, man. Like, I did a show one time with a guy who I didn't know till literally 5 minutes before the show that he was like a guy who's on Fox News a lot, and it has been on like that like Greg Gutfeld guy. It wasn't him, but he has been on his show and stuff.
Oh,
yeah. What's
Jamie? Oh, I guess I can say on.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Jamie,
it. So,
whatever his name is.
I don't
honestly
I know
don't
you're talking about. Yeah,
but I hosted for him at the Zone, and if I had known in advance, I don't know, man. I don't know. But what I can say,
You could magically become busy one night.
yeah,
Things
yeah.
like
I
that,
think it would probably be something like that if I had known that.
Okay,
but
all right.
but but that like I don't love that I was part of that, but like that doesn't feel like end of the world. If it was, but like.
I think it's
But like promoting it, like actively promoting it. And also like if it was Trump himself or something like, or Elon Musk or somebody like who's just by my perception correctly is a nightmare. Like I'm pretty sure I would be like, hell no,
Yeah, but I'm kind of thinking one, it's hard to say, right? Because we're not on
right.
the billionaire.
Of course, this is all
But at our
hypothetical.
level, let's say after the show, the Jamie guy was like, "Yo, I really loved your comedy. I would love to take you on the road with me."
I'd have some thinking to do, and I like to think that I would say
Jordan's face is awesome.
I like to think I think I would just feel so gross about it that I don't think I could do it, man.
Okay.
Like
I think it's unfair pressure you're putting on yourself. There's a lot of people. Imagine most people who go to work every single day, they don't get to pick the people they work with.
Yeah.
Sure, we have a little bit of that luxury, but from where we're sitting right now, it'd be awful hard not to take advantage of that situation.
That's fair. That's why I can't give you a clear answer.
I'm a little bit with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Jordan, in terms of saying, I mean, it'd have to be a real piece of shit to not go on the road with them.
If I did it,
it's not
I
a
would,
0%.
Yeah, I would feel pretty gross. I can't guarantee I wouldn't do it. And he was like, he actually wasn't that political on stage. It was actually interesting. He asked me specifically when I introed him not to mention Fox News, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So I mean, I guess he didn't know who was going to be there or whatever.
Yeah, it's also like persona. Maybe he doesn't want to. I also, I mean,
yeah,
I've got enough people in my life and family and stuff like that who are the spectrum of politics.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't want to be, I don't love some of that, but some of it I just don't care. I'm not, if someone's actively hurting somebody, like there's somebody I work with who's like a pretty right-leaning guy in some ways, but he's the nicest guy in the world.
Right.
He's super friendly. He treats everyone really, really well. And I'm like, what, I'm going to somehow, totally disassociate from that guy because he's got a political I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that, man.
Yeah.
I'm too old for that shit.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of that. I'm too old. I'm not. He's a nice person.
I live in a pretty uncomfortable space there. You know what I mean? Like I'm not for sure saying either way. Now, what I can say, I think with confidence is that if he had been up there, if I watched it, because I watched his set and it was mostly pretty down the middle, whatever type, jokes, like perfectly fun, perfectly whatever. Mm-hmm. If I had sat there and watched him say a bunch of shit that was gross, then I think I'd really probably have the nerve to say no. And that, if he was going to take me on that, I don't, there's even from a self-preservation standpoint, not even from a moral, it'd be that a little bit. It'd be a moral, ethical thing a little bit. Okay. But it'd also be I don't want to hitch my wagon to that. Okay. I don't want to be the guy who's traveling with that. You know what I mean? Because you create an image of yourself by association. You can.
I also think
you can.
I would say I think you're right, but also I think we probably overthink some of this stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of times audiences don't really know whether there's a connection or not, or it's like, oh, I loved your stuff.
Well, audience is one thing, the internet is another. If I have people who know me and have a certain perception of me, and then they find out that I'm on tour with some dude who's on Fox News all the time, that could be a problem. That could comment. You could comment that shit goes viral.
So fair, but I think about even on CNN or Fox News, they always have that one correspondent that's from the opposite party, right? So just because you're on tour doesn't necessarily mean I agree. Your material may even be combating some of the things he's saying. That might be the play. It's y'all are on different sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if it was framed that way and he wasn't a total nightmare, maybe.
All right.
But I think the only point I'm making is that I hope I have limits. You know,
Sure.
there's certain lines I don't know exactly the line, but I like to think there's a point at which I would,
and
for example, like if they had invited me to go do the rally,
Yeah, that's totally fair.
pretty sure I would have said no.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's exposure. That's Madison Square Garden.
Yeah,
I think I'm gonna say no.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's a pretty extreme example, and I think my limit is well shy of that. Like I don't think that's the limit.
Yeah.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm gonna give myself that much.
By the way, I
credit.
also give every individual their own, grace to sort of choose who they do.
If you're at the rally, I'm done.
How
with
many?
you.
But I mean, like, how many comics do we know who've got all these allegations and shit about them? Where I'm like, there's one or two out there that I don't think I'm really interested in working with.
Oh yeah, totally.
For the association, for the
association.
Yeah, no,
support,
you're right. Okay.
That's like that to me is like, oh, you're supporting these people.
Yeah.
It's like even if you're not, it would be hard to
That's
separate.
actually a really good point.
So
You're
it's
right.
all each person I think has to
Yeah.
make that call. You know what I mean?
And
Blanket
it gets
statements
gray, it gets
probably don't
cloudy.
work.
It's tough.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's fair. Very good. Did you guys have a good snow day?
It was what day did it snow? I don't remember.
Friday, right?
I just
Friday
took a hard
or
left turn.
Saturday?
I don't know if we were
Friday?
done with TikTok or not. I just saw a note.
I guess.
I'm
yeah.
good.
It kind of pivoted more into like a
into
different
politics.
thing anyway. But
Well, let's do this. Let's pitch to all those people out there who are on TikTok and you're about to lose where you're at and what you're doing. Come on over.
yeah.
Come on over to Instagram,
Come on
guys.
over to
Come do
Instagram
it.
and follow us.
King Jason Allen and
Jordan Century.
Anybody who's and Mr. Williams comedy.
Yeah.
we just want to like pitch to you this idea that it's all right. The water's warm. Come on back in. We're pretty funny. We got some funny videos on there.
Good.
Zoning Out Podcast is on there. So if you
I
lost
like
your
what we
home,
make.
we'll leave the
I
door.
like
we'll
what
leave the
y'all
light
make.
on for
I like
you.
what I make, and I like
Yeah.
what we make.
Yeah.
So, right here, I think there's a new election, everybody, and it's this right now. We need to get those TikTok people.
No, we do.
Yeah.
Because
The
like
state
the funny thing I've been seeing is whatever that app was, and I wish I could really remember the name. It's like Red something.
Red Tube.
No, it's it's not. It's not.
Got to
that.
get
Wait
a
a minute.
VPN for that.
But it's basically like a TikTok alternative, but it's also
For whom? Like what makes it?
well, it has like the same functionality apparently.
It's,
I haven't
it's just
downloaded
Pepsi?
it.
Like what?
Yeah, I think
know what I'm
so.
saying? Like,
yeah,
okay.
I think it's just Pepsi.
Who runs it like Iran?
It's a
or-
Chinese-owned company. We're going in the same circle. They've been like overwhelmed with all of the like U.S. users have downloaded it because right now there isn't like a U.S.-based version of the app. So it's like
Got it.
they're trying to figure out how to translate stuff and like all these different things right now. So they're kind of getting flooded right now. But yeah, it's also a Chinese-owned app. It's like, yo, what have we really accomplished?
It's like it's kind of it reminds me of that like when everyone was real mad about it's not the same thing, but it just makes me think of when everyone was real mad about that one influencer, that like trans influencer who like Bud Light
Yeah.
gave him like this minor little like no big deal
Her.
sort of thing. What did I say?
You said him?
I think I said. Did I say? I don't think I did, but if
Oh.
I did, my bad. So
Go on. Finish your thought.
Yeah, no. Where was your education now, Jonathan?
I definitely said her, but we'll play it back.
Oh, we will.
Timestamp.
Or them.
2842.
Her,
I'll
them.
be writing that down.
It might be them. Yeah, maybe we're both wrong.
Anyway,
We'll say them. That's always the safe one.
But God, what was I even? Oh yeah, but people like got so mad about it. They're like, I'm not drinking Bud Light anymore, and then they would like
shoot it. They would shoot them. They would shoot
Yeah.
Bud
yes,
Light
they would.
cans.
Yeah.
But then they would also be like, I'm only drinking Corona now. It's like, that's Anheuser-Busch. That's the same company. Like, so many people did that. And then the people who did go outside of the company, they're like, I'm only drinking Coors now. It's like, dude, they have been staunch supporters of LGBTQ since before it was since the 70s. It's so funny.
I mean, let's be honest. Fat Americans are capricious and don't do any research. We're just feed us the next stupid thing.
Honestly,
please.
Honestly, It takes too much time. I'm not going to research every company.
No.
I'm not.
Well,
going
if
to do
you're
that.
gonna be,
Company's not a person.
yeah,
Right?
I agree, but like if you're gonna get all up in arms and pissed about it and be like all performative about it, you probably want to double check so you don't look like a
all right,
fucking
fair.
idiot.
Fair.
Like,
Well, I mean, I might be setting myself up for a whole backlash right now, but I have never boycotted anything.
eh,
And I'm never probably ever going to.
I don't. Yeah, I mean,
I'm like, what?
I-
Unless it's like Hugo Boss when they made the uniforms for the Nazis. Like, yeah, probably don't want to.
Yeah.
you didn't back when you were
Yeah.
there. You didn't support them because of that.
But you get the idea, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I'm just.
No,
Come on,
Well,
man.
it's the good place
What are we
thing,
doing?
right? It's like this idea that like life is too. None of us are getting into heaven because
Oh,
life
right, yes.
life is too complicated.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
Like you can't. You can't
spoiler
do all
alert
the
for anyone who hasn't
whoops.
seen, you
Yeah.
know.
Okay. We can cut. We can cut. that
No,
out.
I'm not going
whatever.
to cut it. It's fine.
Anyway,
it's been out for years.
That's true. But
The complications of
it's
if
the
we
compli-
were to be forced to do every the research
we'd be
for
in the
every
woods,
single
man.
thing. Yeah,
we'd be
you'd
living
never get
off the
anything
grid
done.
in the woods.
All right.
And-
I tried to boycott Chick-fil-A one time.
Oh man, me too.
I did.
I gave up.
I lasted for a few
It's
months.
so good.
Well, one, it's really good, and so my alternative was Zaxby's, but Zaxby's was so far down South Tryon, like so far. It was like a half-hour round trip where Chick-fil-A was like right up the street,
Oh,
and I
man.
was making the trip still. But then I went to like my friend's Christmas party, him and his partner, and they catered Chick-fil-A, and I was like, wait, what? And I was like, what you? I thought. What happened? They just kind of shrugged it off.
So what
And I was
happened?
like, wait, what?
Wait, were your friends gay?
Yeah. And so they had that, like the Chick-fil-A like party platter, and I was like, hey,
And they're-
man,
and they-
am
I mean, here's
They're like,
here's the thing. Gay
good-
people have taste buds too. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Wow.
yeah.
What I did, I tried to with Chick-fil-A. I gave up. I say a little prayer every time. You know, every time I'm like, I'm sorry, gay people, in my heart. But what I did boycott, and I'm not even sure what they did.
and that's the other thing. I wasn't
was
sure.
what Chick-fil-A is. They are openly
Yeah.
anti-LGBT. But Starbucks, I know it had something to do with Israel Palestine, and just a bunch of liberal people were like, "Don't do it." I was like, "All right, fine." And that one has benefited me personally immensely. I was spending so much money at
Yeah,
Starbucks.
Starbucks adds up.
And I stopped going. I don't go there ever anymore.
I love Starbucks.
Ever. And I just have coffee at home. Dude, I'm saving
Oh yeah,
probably
yeah.
a solid at least $1,000 a year.
I will make coffee here and take it to Starbucks because I like the environment.
Oh, that's funny. Wait, you just sit
totally
down
true.
without like buying
You've
anything?
literally done that?
I almost every time I go there.
What?
I make coffee here. I have Starbucks coffee here.
Oh well, Jason,
Talk to me, Goose.
you will be not happy to find out they just ended their open door policy.
What does that mean?
That means like anybody, you can't just use the bathroom without being a paying customer. And it made it like it's like trending today. Like that's a new
really?
thing.
All
Yeah.
my cups are.
I wasn't even
are-
going to talk about it, but since you wanted to go here,
All
it's
my
like,
cups have Starbucks on them. They don't know if I paid.
Do you literally bring a Starbucks cup into Starbucks?
They have the little. All right, so this is the whole thing. They're travel mugs, which are just the little thin plastic
Yeah,
ones.
no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I got about 30 of them in my cupboard. In
You
there.
just make your
They're
own
like
coffee
$1.
and you bring it into Starbucks.
I got so many sleeves.
so you can hang out
totally,
there.
100%.
okay.
With some
I respect
regularity,
it.
I do
I'm
this.
not like criticizing necessarily, but it's just that's funny.
I do.
That's
I
just funny.
I might get a refill. But they don't
what is that?
know.
10 cents or whatever.
No.
No, if you're like a Starbucks member, I think it's free.
Yeah.
Okay. That is.
That's amazing.
That's just.
I like the environment. It's a good place
No.
to.
No, I
hang
get,
out.
I get it. It's just there's something really pathetic about it.
No.
I don't agree with that.
Come
Just
on
just
now.
vibe.
Okay,
Just
have you
vibe-wise.
ever stayed
I'm
at a
not even
hotel?
logically. I'm not even talking like. I'm just talking like. There's just an energy to that.
Pathetic.
Have
feels
you ever
strong.
stayed
Sad,
at a hotel
maybe.
Sad.
and they didn't offer
Yeah,
continental
I'll meet you halfway.
breakfast, and you just went to the hotel across the street for the continental breakfast?
No.
Oh, dude,
It's not a moral
Okay, whatever.
objection. It's the same point. It's not a moral objection. That just the thought of doing that just bums me out.
Okay. Well,
Wait, but all right. Now I got to push. Why?
I don't. There's just some. I don't. Maybe
It's a nice environment to do work
Well,
in.
it's honestly probably what it is capitalism is in my heart. Probably.
I already bought their coffee. It's just here.
No, I'm
It's the
self-criticizing
same-
right now.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
should.
I'm saying like
you should.
You're saying you're too much of a capitalist to do that?
I'm saying it's gotten into me probably in a subconscious way where I'm like, but you didn't pay for it, and now in this moment I'm thinking like, oh no, fuck that, who cares?
Now I see why you open for that Jamie guy.
Well, I will say I don't know if there's coffee. I'm a big fan of coffee. Obviously, there's people that are 1,000 times more into it, but I have tried because Starbucks is expensive. So I've tried a bunch of the different. I've tried Pete's. I've tried like 8 o'clock. I've tried Dunkin', McDonald's, like all that kind of stuff. Starbucks is the best.
You don't really?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty good.
I don't agree at
I
all.
like Dunkin'. Dunkin's pretty good.
Pete's, I love. That's what
Pete's is
it's
pretty close
It's
to
expensive.
Starbucks, but-
Like it's expensive in terms of.
That's
compared
why
to
I don't
other-
normally go to. I mean, I'm
compared
like,
to other
save a
ones?
couple bucks, like try to get something else.
But if
Dunkin's not bad.
if I'm taking just sort of my pick of without considering cost of like what's in most grocery stores, I'm going Pete's for sure.
I'm going if I can drive. If I drive by like a diner, a Greasy Spoon, that would be my first choice of getting coffee.
Yeah, you've told me that
Just
you
some-
actively like just kind of shitty coffee.
It's regular coffee. Yes, regular. That's all I want. Like when I go
I
to
don't mind
Starbucks,
it at all, but-
it's the Pikes. It's the most Joe coffee you
Yeah.
can get.
Yeah.
That's the best
that's
coffee.
why you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for the most part, it's really hard for me to tell the difference anyway, except for like the hotel coffee, like the kind that comes in its own like 2-part system that you get in the hotel room.
I mean, like the K cups.
not even the K cups.
Oh,
it's like
the little filter.
yeah,
and
it'll be like
It seems very not fresh.
yeah.
I
it
don't
was-
think they clean those things.
I ran like
I
a
would
cup
never
of
do it.
water through first before I made my own
Yeah,
coffee.
yeah,
like
smart.
but
I would do it. I would never do it.
yeah,
Oh,
I hear you.
I do.
Yeah, because I don't want to leave
I
my
think it's
room to
gross
get caffeine.
for sure,
but yeah,
but I do it too.
we're trying to survive.
I
man.
do gross shit. I don't care.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true. He does.
Yeah. No notes.
That's interesting. All right. I can't believe I got pushback for doing that.
No, what's
Okay.
funny is I think I'm on your side now.
No, I like it.
Because like I think that bummer vibe was me having like a money mindset, like, but you didn't pay for it. That's lame. And now I'm just kind of like, no, that's good because I'm
See-
done. I'm to the point, by the way, where if the company, I don't know what my dividing line for big is, but if it's a big company, fucking steal from them. I don't care. Shoplift.
Wow,
I don't
boy.
give a shit.
Morally, Jonathan's morals are on the table. Should anyone want them or need them?
I have I could sleep like a baby stealing something from Walmart or whatever.
Oh my God!
I don't give a shit, dude. That is an evil
I'm
company.
about to blow your mind, Jonathan.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with Walmart, buddy.
What do
It
you
has
mean?
to do with you and your heart.
Okay. Whatever. But I'm not going to do this from a mom and pop shop. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Oh, now your morals are important.
That's the point I was making to begin with.
I don't agree, but that's fun. Good for you.
Yeah.
I like that you're teetering on being
Yeah,
a good person and a bad person. That's fun.
I deeply disagree with that dichotomy.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
All right.
I literally do. At this point, I think like just companies that big are fucking us over so hard, so shamelessly,
Sure.
that I'm just like, you know what? Steal from them. I don't care. Truly.
There you go.
Like,
Okay.
and that's
Right here.
I
I may get in trouble for this.
like
Jonathan
stealing-
Williams.
I'm
Oh
not-
yeah, no, you got the tagline this
I don't
time.
even care. Like stealing cable or whatever. I used to have a big
Oh
problem
yeah,
with
we
that.
used to do it all the
I have
time
a
when
big-
I was a kid.
And I'm just like, fuck that. No, do it.
Stealing cable?
Like,
Yes.
like there's like
What's that
Plex.
mean?
You know what Plex is?
I do know what Plex
So
is.
it's kind of like YouTube, but for movies.
Oh,
Actual-
Jesus. Boy, that
and-
took me way too long to figure out what you guys are talking about.
it's fine.
What is in this drink?
And did you think like stealing copper
I had
wiring
no
out of a
idea. I
building?
was
No.
Which that's a thing too. But,
It is.
it
yeah.
is.
but like,
Wow.
but I'm almost to the point where I'm like, you know what? I encourage doing Plex instead of actually paying for stuff. Instead of paying for like, because think about like Disney Plus and all these things. They're just like it's like, hey, this is $6 a month. Cool. A few years ago. And now it's like, now it's $14 a month. Now it's 20.
And
now it's
commercials.
30, now it's 40 and commercials.
commercials.
Yes.
Oh, but don't worry. If you don't want commercials, you can pay 90. It's like, this was $8
Yeah.
at one point,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And that kind of shit, I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. No, even if I have the money, fuck you.
Wait,
I'm
does
gonna-
Plex have commercials?
Some of it does, but then people can upload. Like, there's two sides to Plex.
It's white Tubi.
I get. No, it's not. It's not because Plex is.
Look at the
Plex
excitement
Is
he
Tubi,
has
is
on his
Tubi
face.
black?
Yeah, yes, dude. Are you serious? Yes.
It's like Cash App.
This is like Cash App and Venmo all over again.
Okay. YouTube and World Star. I get it.
Oh, this is amazing.
But like there are things that are like official on it, and then there like people can also upload stuff. So that stuff doesn't have. Is that on Tubi as well?
You can upload movies. Well, you can. I think there's a little more regulation now.
Yeah,
you haven't heard, dude. I had a whole series
no
about
idea.
this.
No.
Tubi travesties. Jason,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Hell
that.
yeah.
That's what. I mean, I knew that it was movies on Tubi, but I didn't know it was like involved.
Yeah, bad. Yes,
Involved-
bad moves.
involved the
Have you
uploading.
seen My Man?
No, but I'm talking about people are uploading. People are uploading like new like real movies onto Plex.
What-
like real.
what do you mean?
No, like they're uploading like current
Like Spider-Man?
blockbuster movies.
Oh, they're pirating
Yeah.
Ah.
movies.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yes.
But so it's not coming from like the actual company. It's like-
Plex found.
Wait, so you're okay with that?
Yes.
Why?
Because
Okay.
Hang on a second. I'm pushing way fucking hard back
Okay.
on that because that's literally taking money out of my pocket for working on movies.
But is it though?
yes,
At the end of the day,
100% it is. Do you know why people are leaving LA? Because they're not giving them incentives
All right,
because it's
fair
too
enough.
expensive.
Fair enough. Fair
Dude,
enough.
pirating is actually total bullshit.
Okay, well then fuck pirating then.
Yes,
I'll
100%.
take that one off the
yeah.
table.
As an artist, dude, I'm surprised to hear you were okay with
didn't think that one that through, to be honest. But like,
that.
but
You were
the-
aggressive, just so you know.
but well, yeah, I'll be aggressive and wrong. It happens.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
That's-
nah.
But when I realize,
Honestly, that's the best way to be wrong.
but when
Be
I
aggressive
realize I'm
with it.
wrong, I just admit it. Like I don't fucking care. But like I don't know, man. I just
Most of the people who work on movies aren't the top 4 or 5 people in
well,
that shit.
I know,
That's all
but
I'm
like.
saying. Like the
I guess you know what? I guess what I'm saying is we just need to keep shooting CEOs. I guess
Jesus
because whatever's gonna make it change.
Dude, is this the making of Joker? Is we watching this in real
listen.
time right now?
Jason,
Passively, I'm gonna be a passive, quiet, not actually hurting people Joker.
we can
No,
always.
you just said kill a CEO.
No, I'm not gonna do it. Other people go do it.
Sounds like Joker to me.
We can always go back to talking
Okay,
about
maybe I'm
lot
Joker.
lizards. The conversation isn't so bad now, is it?
Way Loves has reached out. They want us to cease and desist all of our
Steal from
conversations.
no. Loves is not big enough.
Now,
Loves is
listen.
below the line.
Are
And
they?
don't- And
I
don't.
don't think that's true at
No,
all.
no. I'm
I
just.
think you got Loves messed up, man. I think Loves is getting money.
No, I know they're making money, but I don't think they're.
Would you
like,
steal
they're
from
not
Buc-ee's?
Walmart. Yeah, it's still from Buc-ee's for sure.
right, okay.
I mean, I'm not stealing from anything just because I don't. Just because I don't. If I ever feel like it, I will.
So you will. So
I don't
you
know.
would. So
If I feel like it, and I have the nerve, and I'm just spicy that day, I'll let you guys know.
you would roll over in
If
a
I-
second
if
if you
I-
were with anybody.
if
You are-
I-
he's not a guy. He's getting stitches. You know what I mean? There's no way.
Are you kidding? You think I would snitch on someone for stealing from
I
a
don't know.
store?
I don't know.
Fuck no, dude.
It feels like you're.
I'll give myself that.
What
much credit.
what I'm
Jesus
what I'm working
Christ.
through in my head is if like the security person like approaches you, are you going to try to make a run for it, or are you going to
running?
stop?
You taking a swing and running?
I'm not sure.
Because that's the thing; they're not supposed to like actually touch you. I think that's like
Yeah.
All right, here's a question. How much trouble do they get in if I escape?
I
I
don't
think
know if they get in
almost
trouble.
none.
Yeah, I
Okay,
don't
then
think
fuck
they're-
it. I'll run. Who cares?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe don't hit
Who
him,
cares? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some like videos. This one kid was in an Apple store and he was just yanking the phones at the wires out of the wall and putting them in his pocket. And everyone was just like watching, going, "Well, no one's gonna do shit about this." There wasn't a security guard. There wasn't like people who worked there were just kind of like, "Ah, come on, man,
Yeah. What
don't
are they,
do."
what are they
Yeah.
gonna do?
Put it was in a mall.
Put their
all this
lives
shit
on the line
exactly.
for their company?
Well,
Like,
no, that's
hell
the thing.
no.
It's like actually company policy for a lot of
Yeah.
these companies. It's like
Yeah.
I think for Walmart,
To just let
if
it
you
happen.
make it
Yeah.
out the door, they're not supposed to chase you into the
Yeah.
parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
Field
Because
trip?
you tackle them.
I don't know if I'm more concerned about my safety inside of a Walmart or in the
Yeah.
Walmart parking lot.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's like very funny and crazy. It's crazy that this is how it is now, right? Because I think you tackle that guy, he gets hurt, he's suing you guys.
Here's
I think
what-
that's partially what it is.
I think
Yeah.
the real thing I'm saying, and this is not an original thought, and I think a lot of people would pretty easily agree with it. I'm just like, I want to hurt these companies somehow, like not just out of like rage, although it is that, but out of like, no, stop it. You can't. This shit can't keep happening, but it just is, and it's too big and it's too powerful, and like, so it's just like how, like what.
All right, so
What do you
I
do?
watched this. I think, did I bring up last week? If I'm repeating myself, let me know. There was this guy who was essentially saying that he did a TED talk, and he was like this predictive guy. He's like, I don't have a lot of skills, but what I do know is
Yes.
have
Yeah,
the future.
yeah.
And he's talking about pitchforks, and it's exactly what you're talking about. And I think we're all in the same place, and the idea that something has to give, and we're getting to a boiling point at right now where
that's
it's
really
like,
that's really all I'm actually
yeah,
saying.
this
Yeah,
this
you know?
I will certainly not condone somebody pulling out a gun in New York City and shooting somebody else, but the idea that these companies, not just insurance, all these companies taking advantage of people. There's TikToks. Speaking of accounts that I watch where it's literally message after message of a boss, a company, a supervisor, HR.
It's crazy, dude.
Absolutely being wrong. Oh, it's hundreds of videos of them doing some dumb shit. This lady was she was literally having a baby, 18 hours or whatever. And the boss was like, oh my God, we left a voicemail. We're so happy for you. This is really great, blah, blah, blah. Just, it was about a minute long, voicemail. And at one point she was like, so, if you can do any work, if the contractions slow, this is literally it. The contractions slow down a little bit, get a little work, just let us
teaching
know.
for sure.
That's it.
That's crazy, dude.
That's crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
That to me is
And
like
it's normalized
how,
in a lot of
It's normalized.
industries.
How
It's
did we
normalized.
let this get here? Like
Yeah.
that's the
Yes.
part that's why a CEO got shot.
Yeah, and I know, and that's why I don't. If all these like companies were like being cool, I would be like, no, don't steal from them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Does anyone else think that if his name was like Mark Johnson, that we would have taken it more seriously?
Who?
Luigi Mangione. Luigi Mangione. If it was like Mark Johnson, be
And he
like,
was
wow,
less hot?
that was pretty. Yeah, kinda. Yes. If he was just sort of looked
If
like
he was like a little like
you or-
little like school shootery looking kid.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he was just a little bit less attractive with a more traditional, forgettable name,
It's certainly helping him out.
I kind of think so.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't.
yeah,
I
it's
don't think
definitely helping him
anyone.
out.
I don't think anyone who's honest is saying it's not. But
Yeah. I know. Like I don't know. That's just sort of it's a funny concept to me.
Mark, the dude he shot was probably named Mark Johnson.
Yeah, it's like wasn't it like
Was
Brian?
it?
I think it's like
I-
Brian Thompson or
No,
something
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, like,
It's a real Jonathan Williams energy.
Yeah.
And Jason King. Let's be
Of course, it's the new John Smith. Yeah, I do think I keep thinking about like why did that take off? But it's like every time there's like a mugshot of like a hot guy, women are like, "All right, let's go. I don't give.
But-
I'll fix them."
But it is it is bigger than that.
It's
It's
that energy.
much bigger than that.
Well, of
though.
course it is,
That
but-
fueled it extra. I totally
Yeah.
agree, and I think that's
Yeah.
undeniable, really. But it is.
I brought up because I'm working on like a bit about it, and I brought it up, and I was like, essentially the joke is that women love it because he's hot and because it's like watching a murder podcast in real time. It's
pretty
kind
good.
of like the idea.
Pretty good.
I brought up his name, so many women in the crowd cheered. I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
man,
Because I think to add to that, I think it's his attractiveness, and I would say a lot of women want to feel secure and like safe with the person they're with,
Sure.
right? And clearly he'll take it there.
Dude will- he'll commit.
Yeah.
he'll commit.
So I think that works. But let me ask y'all something. Let's say he beats the case and he gets out.
Dude, he might.
No, I think there's a solid chance
Jury
it could happen.
nullification. It's OJ.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah, I think he could. But let's say he beats the case, he gets out, he starts doing stand-up comedy. How you feel?
I'm going to a
I
show
mean-
for sure. Whether or
You're
not
going
I
to the
feel
show?
great about it, I'm going. If it's free, I'm not paying to go.
Oh, he's charging. Are you serious?
Well, I mean, he's
that's gonna be the new Matt Wright.
Well, I'm talking about where places where we are in and allowed to go.
Okay. Okay. I got you. Yeah.
I mean, I'd open for him. Yeah, why not? Let's
Fuck
go.
yeah! Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, ride that wave for sure.
Because that's what he's gonna do if he gets out. He's totally gonna get.
No,
he's gonna get on
write a
stage.
memoir.
Oh,
He's gonna make
he's
$3 million.
talking to somebody.
Yeah,
He's going to write a memoir. Someone's going to write a memoir for him.
he seems pretty smart.
Although, yeah, he might write his own. That dude's
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah. Whose podcast does he go to first?
Zoning Out.
I knew you were
presented
There it
by the
is.
Comedy
Yeah.
Zone.
There it is.
I don't know. Who does he go?
Speaking
It's
of.
not Rogan. Huh?
What'd you say? It's not Rogan.
It's not
you don't think it's Rogan?
No, he's going somewhere. What are liberal podcasts? Is that a thing? I don't even
NPR.
know.
Yeah, or Mark Maron would probably actually be a
Mark
good one.
Maron
Yeah.
could be a good one.
I don't think he.
Comedy Bang Bang. That would be
Comedy-
amazing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, no, I don't. Well, I gotta say, I remember hearing that it happened. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know he was hot. I didn't know his name was Luigi. I didn't know any of that. I just remember my thought being like, like that was my just when I heard a CEO of United Healthcare got shot. I think it was a feeling of just like okay, and then a little chime of like, if someone has to get shot,
Wow.
like
Well, it's because you're a monster.
yeah, I guess. I don't want people to get killed. I just want shit to change. Think about just the body count. I've said this shit so many times. I'm done.
I'm just trying to figure out where are we going to title this episode.
Think of the body count.
It's like Jonathan's got a gun.
Yeah.
Something. We're gonna work on.
I'll steal shit. I think is what it should be
that
called.
might. Yeah.
Yeah,
I will steal.
I'll steal. That's you just quoted yourself.
Yeah.
I will steal.
It was appropriate. It's a good line too.
You guys want to take a quick one?
Yeah, let's do a break. Everybody, we'll be right back with Zoning Out. We'll make sure Jonathan doesn't steal or kill anybody by the time we come back from this break.
Yeah,
All
make
right.
sure. Good luck.
We'll be back. Thank you. Hey, everybody, we're going to take a quick break from the podcast, tell you about some upcoming shows that we have coming up that we need you. We are begging you to come see us, please.
Yes.
We need you all to go out of town first off and go see Jason. Jason, where are you
That's
going to be
right.
this weekend?
Friday, January 17th. I'm in Uniontown, Pennsylvania, outside of Pittsburgh at the Hilton Garden Inn with Slapsticks Comedy Club. And then the next night, January 18th, I'm in Pittsburgh. I'm at the Mount Troy Ballroom at the Reserve Township Volunteer Fire Department.
Ballroom, okay. Is everybody wearing tuxes, or what does that look like?
I'm going to be in a tux. I don't know what everybody else is wearing, but...
Okay, all right. Well, we'll see if he makes it out of Pittsburgh. But I'm going to be in Greensboro on January 17th and 18th at the Comedy Zone featuring for Jackie Fabulous. I'm also going to be on the very first Don't Tell comedy show in Greensboro on Saturday, January 18th. It's at a comic book store. I don't think I can tell you anything else more than that because it's in the name, right? And you're probably wondering what shows Jonathan has coming up. We don't know either. He left before this part.
he's probably nowhere.
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably no. He's probably actually performing at a jail cell from stealing from Walmart.
Some
right now.
penitentiary. He's not performing anywhere. Don't worry about him.
Yeah. You'll see him. Follow him, and you'll see us perform.
But come see us.
Please come see us. Please come
Pittsburgh,
see us.
Greensboro. we're all
Yeah,
over the
we'll
place.
take a picture together and send it to Jonathan just to show how he doesn't have anybody coming to his shows because y'all came to ours. Because that's the best thing you could
This is
possibly
the
do.
best thing you could do.
For sure. All right, we are back with Zoning Out, and I promise you, in this break, no one has been hurt, and no one
y'all
has been
know of.
robbed.
I haven't walked through the house yet to see what he's
Y'all
taking.
didn't see what I did on my phone. Who knows what
Shit.
buttons, what things I had connected to the buttons.
I was gonna let it go.
Buttons I could press.
I was gonna let it go, but
pressing buttons.
The pressing the buttons.
Pressing the button.
well, speaking of pressing buttons,
You don't know where to go.
No.
You don't know where to go.
no, because I mean, I think these games that we play, we usually press some kind of button.
Oh,
It is a button pressing game. It
You
is.
landed somewhere.
Yeah, I
You crash landed the plane.
Won't he do
you
it?
landed it. Occasionally he will. I don't know if he did that one. That was a Jordan special. I don't think God had anything to do with that one.
All right, well, fair, whatever. Jason, what's the scenario?
So again, I think we got new people watching YouTube, so I'm gonna set it up. So I think
Yes.
Would You Rather games are so much fun. They're fun at parties. They're fun wherever they are because you put yourself in scenarios. You learn a lot about people without just asking questions. That's why I think these are fun.
And you betray things about yourself that you'd rather not.
Exactly.
That's where it gets fun.
There you go. So we try to do these just about every week. So this one's great. I thought it was because it's a new year. This one was kind of interesting to me. Would you? All right. So let's say you get cursed. You got a curse on you. New Year's Eve. The curse is going to last for the rest of 2025. New Year's Eve, 12 o'clock next year, the curse is lifted. What would you rather the curse be? There's 3. You can't move your arms and legs for 1 year. All the food you eat tastes like shit for 1 year. The person you love the most will hate you and actively try to do bad things to you for the entire year.
All right. Got a question for you.
I also have a
do
question.
this.
You go first.
When you say tastes like shit, do you mean like tastes real bad, or do you mean like tastes like shit?
It doesn't taste like feces
Actual
shit.
shit.
It just tastes bad. Your version, so it would be different for everybody. So if you're like, I hate licorice, it's going to be licorice.
So what is it? Are we talking like?
But
you
also,
have to,
would
like,
you even know
What do you mean?
if it actually tasted like literal feces?
Oh, you'd be able to smell like the smell.
I don't know. He said the taste. It wouldn't
Well, I
have to
know,
smell.
but smell is part of taste, like scientifically.
Oh, okay. You're right. All right, fine.
How about this? I'm even going to go a step further and say,
I mean, I do eat
if
shit.
you're
But that's, what you're talking about. That's a separate issue, though.
Yeah.
if your issue is mouthfeel, which is one of my least favorite
Oh, it's such a gross word.
things
The
in
mouthfeel of the
in
word
the
mouthfeel
restaurant world.
is
Yes.
not great.
If that's your thing, you don't like texture, it's the worst kind of texture.
So are we
You are
talking-
not going to enjoy any meal.
So okay, that's the when you say not going to enjoy, like, am I like torturing myself finishing these things, or am I just like, ugh, gross? You know what I mean? Like, is this like,
I hear you. I'm kicking it
am
around.
I like throwing up or doing my best
No.
not to vomit while I'm
No.
eating?
I think maybe the first 2 months are pretty rough,
Okay.
but you probably will come to terms with it. You're never going to like it,
Okay, but it is that
but you can
bad
get it
that
down.
at first.
You're going to lose some weight that year. 2025
Right.
is going to be a rough year.
Right.
For
I can get it down though. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. Okay.
Okay. My question: how skilled is this person that is actively trying to destroy me?
It depends. And who do you love?
Well, no. That's what I'm saying. Are they going? Is this going to be like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith situation? Like, does she have like spy level skills now, or does she just have the capabilities that she has now?
I don't think it's.
Oh, she
I don't
gets
think it's
super-
that.
I don't know.
think it's,
Does she get special
No,
set
no, I
skills?
like this question.
She's not getting
I
you
love it.
arrested. She's making your life uncomfortable. She's like, you're walking out and your tire's flat. You're not getting arrested, and like, you're not going
Like kicking you in the shins, shit like that.
Yeah, like you're.
Is this physical harm? Is this person doing physical
I mean,
harm?
minor, sure.
Yeah, just
You
like
know what I mean?
just like
she's doing like, or he or she's doing the things like,
they're a bully.
like you said, huh?
They're being a bully.
They're being a bully. Like
Yeah.
they're spilling your coffee. You know what I mean? They're putting Visine in your drink, so you're crapping all morning.
That one's definitely the funniest one. Just thinking about someone you love, just all of a sudden, just being like.
All right. So one thing that's missing from this is what's the benefit of any of this?
Okay,
I think.
I'm forgetting one of them.
So you can't move your arms and legs for a
That
year. Catching a lot of rest.
I don't think I could do that.
Okay,
one.
yeah. that's
All
one
the
way to put
food
it.
you eat tastes like shit. And the person you love the most.
Okay, we're talking about possible
Yeah.
benefits.
So it's like, so to me, it's like, it's one thing to pick the lesser of evils. It's another to be like, if you go through this, you get something.
okay. So like not being able to move your arms and legs. I don't think I could do that.
So to me,
personally,
the end of this,
but
you are for the next till you're 65. Your strength and agility is increased by like 25%.
oh, you're adding.
I'm
to it.
adding
Okay,
something
so
to
if
this.
you can't move your arms and legs for a year, you
then
later
physically you're like,
stronger.
ooh, you're a little faster than you used to be, a little stronger
Oh,
than you used
okay.
to be.
Okay, now we're talking.
Your
so-
immune system's a little bit better.
Okay,
Okay.
so
Right?
food. Food would be you have a more eclectic taste.
So you have so then you're a what do they call those people who have like you're a super taster, and your cooking skills, if you cook, increase by 25%.
Can you go from? Will it make me go from not wanting to cook to wanting to cook?
I would think so. Yeah, if you're like, oh,
That's
you know what,
pretty
I'm gonna make a beef
appealing.
Wellington tonight. The person you love the most will blah blah blah. You become 15% more attractive and more.
They become more attractive.
No.
Or you do.
You become 15% more attractive and sexually.
Just like
your sexual aptitude increases by 15%.
To benefit the person that's been trying to like bully me for the past year. Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Honestly, they should get hotter too. You should both get hotter.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. If it's not your mom, because I don't know who people love the most.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So
I want my mom to be
or how about this? Your charisma. You increase by charisma.
You become more likable.
And more likable by
whatever.
15%, not as high as the others. The other two are 25%, 15%.
The percentages is oddly specific.
It is because I think
But why
25?
Why did you pick which?
Because I think that one's the easiest one. That's the most manageable.
Which one?
The person being mean to you.
Not if they're making a point of it. Like they're like every day you come home and you're just like, fuck.
I mean, it could be your dad. You know what I mean? So they're not around your life every single day, but maybe they're going to activate.
I love my dad,
it's
but he's
not
not number one.
All right,
Yeah,
that's fair. That's fair. I mean, it could be my dad. He's awesome. But that's so my point is that to me seems like, not being essentially a paraplegic for a year seems psychologically.
I don't think I could do it.
Like,
However,
that's what I still have questions now. If I go that route, like financially, what am I doing? Like, does my health care just like cover this for a year?
it's a great question that I'm going to ponder for 1 second.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think you have to suffer to some degree. Yeah, financially, you're not making the money you would normally make.
So whatever job you have, if it requires arms and legs, are you laid off?
Yeah.
Well, that's like.
You're just.
Well, I didn't know.
You got to get a nurse for the house.
Somehow,
you may end up,
magically had money.
$100,000 in debt after that year.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Imagine like you got into a car accident that like this doesn't happen, but you wake up this way kind of thing. But
I don't think
now
I
you
could
got
do that one. I don't think I could do that one by choice. Just because not even because of those reasons, which those just sort of make it even more, but because I have like. I'm like really whatever or something. That's fine. But just I have like a lot of physical like tics and claustrophobia, and like there's certain not being able to move my arms and legs is a horrifying thought to me. Yeah. Purely because of this. Purely because I would like.
One of the reasons why I love Would You Rather is we're giving all of our enemies our biggest fears.
Yeah, all of our enemies.
Well, you've got some enemies. I don't know if you've been listening to the first half of this podcast, but.
Oh, just generally, you guys don't like me.
Whoever's listening to this, they got.
Oh.
They know.
Oh yeah, I could become someone else's. You know what's a funny thought? The idea. I kind of like the idea that out there somewhere I have a nemesis, and I just don't know. And they're just kind of there, you know. Nemesis. But it'd be funny if they didn't know either.
And so you don't have someone in your life growing up that you had like one person.
Yeah, no. It's just like there's just someone who, when you see each other, if you happen to run into each other, you're both just like
Peter Griffin and the chicken.
I get, sure. But
what? Don't dismiss that. That's a great reference.
No, it's fine, whatever.
That's an amazing reference. I love that. They fight almost to the death.
Yes, kind of that.
Fucking do that. That's a great reference.
I was
fucking asshole.
The reason that I was annoyed is because I was presenting the scenario of when you neither of you know it until you see each other. And then you're immediately just like, you son of a bitch.
Okay.
It's like that.
That's kind of fun. Yeah.
The idea that you all of a sudden just both know. You're like, that's the person.
Yeah. So exactly like Peter Griffin and the fucking chicken, man. It's exactly that.
Yeah, but it's...
You're the worst.
Okay.
Jordan, take it home.
The chicken knows.
Yeah, man, this is so tough. Because I can't financially. I just can't afford the
It's got to
arms and
be
legs
food.
thing.
It's food for me, I think.
Yeah, I
Given
guess.
what we
Oh,
have,
wow.
what we have so far.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I couldn't, dude. Someone, the person I love the most in the world, being shitty to me for a year, dude. That's a lot, dude.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
think
hard.
like the psychological toll that would take,
Yeah.
even if you knew it was happening, even if you knew it was like a thing, just coming home to someone just being like awful to you.
I guess, man, but you eat a lot.
you do. But like again, when you think about the psychological toll of that,
I don't think I could take
everything
it.
that comes financial, psychological, everything physical that comes along with the
Yeah.
arm and leg thing. The food thing is the only thing where your life is pretty much going to be fine. Outside,
I
of
guess.
just
I mean,
being-
there's certainly COVID took away the the taste thing with food. I mean, it didn't taste like shit, but it didn't taste very good.
Yeah.
You guys have that? at
I
all?
never experienced
I
that.
actually
symptom.
never got.
Yeah, I had
never
about
got it.
like a month or two of that. It sucks.
I never had any symptoms.
You know when I
got
knew? This is actually like pretty interesting. For me, it was interesting. I was brushing my teeth. So I had COVID. It was like a week into COVID.
Yeah.
Like I was like
You got it
kind
ear-
of
you got
feeling
it
a
early?
lot better.
You got it super early. Like,
Yeah, it was
week,
kind of
a week into having COVID.
Yes.
I
yeah.
thought you were saying a week into like
No.
the lockdowns and
no,
stuff.
no. I mean, it was,
I was like,
around
oh,
the time.
I didn't think you did that.
Yeah, it was weird. I was brushing my teeth and I was like, I got muck in my mouth, but I
Really?
couldn't taste anything. It was like no mint. It was like,
yeah.
and it was like this weird realization. It was a little like, it raised my
That's
heart rate
odd.
went up a little bit. I was like,
Yeah.
ooh, this is
Yeah.
fucking creepy, man. Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. But I don't know, man. You eat a lot. And not for it just to be nothing, but for it to be actively bad. To me, it's like dealing with somebody else who doesn't like me. I mean, I do it sometimes anyway. So, but I don't know.
I don't. I'm not gonna speak for you, but like I just feel like that psychological toll would get you, dude. Like the royal you in general.
Yeah.
Like whether even if you knew what was happening, like
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
someone being truly shitty to you.
Does that change this at all? You do know that this is a curse, and you're like, oh, I got a year of this.
It certainly makes it a little more palatable, but
Yeah. Sure.
But I still think if you don't know, that's big time not the one
Yeah.
I'm choosing. I think like I like food as much as the next guy,
Yeah, you're not a foodie,
but
though.
it's not important to me.
Yeah.
Food is
In
not-
comparison to those other two, especially
Yeah.
because now I'm even thinking about like the safety implications of, like, I would guess your daughter would be yours for you, and so now like she's ignoring things that you say, and now she's like maybe running away from home and all these things. It's like,
So, have you ever seen the movie The Babadook?
yes,
Babadook,
ah,
So that movie, the horror of that movie is that it's about a parent and child being afraid of each other.
yeah,
Like they take
Interesting.
turns kind of being afraid, like deeply, profoundly afraid of each other.
That's
it sort of flips. And
is it like a curse kind of a thing?
well, you never really. That's what's scary too. It's never totally clear whether it's just in their heads or not.
Yeah.
it's a great movie. It's a truly excellent movie.
Sounds like an acid trip for people. Yeah.
But like the idea of being scared of my child
Yeah.
is a terrifying concept to me.
That's fair.
And I know we're not saying scared necessarily.
Yeah.
But still, like that would just be. Maybe that's just about to happen in a couple years anyway, because she's
That's
gonna
fair.
be 13. But
okay.
but still though, I think it's food for me. I think
food.
I think I can handle
It's
that.
certainly
It would be
the
unpleasant.
Food is definitely like the least
consequential.
harmful. You know what I mean? It's just bad taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we're talking like
Okay.
you can
All right.
bear like it's like putting the food in your mouth is like instant like
Yeah, right.
disgust.
Mhm.
That I might have a little more to think about, but I don't know.
I thought of a random one.
Wait, hold on. So I went food, you went food.
Oh yeah.
Did
We
you
were, oh my
choose?
bad. Yeah,
Did you
Jason, what'd you
choose,
go with?
I kind of think I'm going with the. I don't know, man. Yeah, the idea of it. Like,
you were about
I'm
to
leaning
say
to the person that you
person
love
being mean?
who's like
Yeah.
messing with you, because I feel like if I know what it is, it's like they don't mean this, which I do have.
it
the time
certainly
anyway.
certainly would help.
It feels like that. It feels like my life is least impacted. I have all my faculties. I'm the same person I am right now. Nothing's changed. Like food, I eat often. too much probably. But I'm like, the arms and legs is a no. It's a non-starter for me.
Yeah, I can't.
So
can't
I think
do
I
that.
think it might be the loved one thing, because knowing that all I got to do is wait them out. I'm not going to go to jail.
Yeah.
There's not that kind of thing. It's like they're just messing with you. You know, your tire's flat when you walk outside because they're pranking you or whatever.
Think about this though. They're like, just playing devil's advocate. They're being. I assume they're good at being mean, right? In this scenario, they're like real good at it. I would assume.
Sure.
Right. So they're gonna go for like insecurities and shit too.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna get you.
They know you better than anybody else.
They're gonna find all the buttons. They're gonna push all the buttons. I don't think you're necessarily coming out of that unscathed on the other side.
Yeah, that's
psychologically
fair.
and emotionally.
That's fair.
If they're pushing even if you know,
I'm kind of skewing back to the food thing, but even before that. But yeah, that's kind of a
that's pretty big. Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What were you gonna say?
Oh, I thought of a different scenario.
Is that still your choice though? Like in this moment?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
so. Just to be different, but yeah, like I think so.
I get it.
I'm pretty well rounded. I got my wits.
I'd love to see that fall apart. Just temporarily. I want you to get it back. But I'd love to see you just completely
Well,
not,
stick around,
both
my
of
friend.
you, honestly.
Stick
you
around.
both have your shit together in ways that is really frustrating to be around.
No, because you know what would be
Loose
funny?
threads,
Is like
man. Loose
in an
threads.
alternate universe, like his person would be you, and like our podcast would just be like you being a jerk for 2 hours, and I'm trying to navigate like how to.
Occasionally, that's kind of what happens.
Yeah, no, it is.
You're referee here
Yeah.
and there.
It
does
is.
happen.
Yeah.
Or what were you going to say?
No, because you made me think of something when you said you never caught COVID. Okay.
You
How
never
about
got COVID?
I tested, but like I got it, but I never had symptoms.
Oh, you never had symptoms.
I
Okay.
may have had like
Interesting.
I remember at some point being like not. I think I did lose smell for like a teeny bit there.
I mean, it's not real, but that's
But
fine.
like to the degree that like I barely know. I only thought about it like in retrospect. I was like,
okay.
oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I
Okay.
never got sick.
Got it. Okay.
Okay.
Would you take $1 million for everyone to know that you are patient zero?
Ooh,
Is it your fault, patient zero?
that's important. Have you done some bullshit?
Or
Have
were
you
you just
made-
walking
have you
around
taken a
the
risk or
were you
made
walking
a
around the
selfish-
fish market in China because were on vacation, you came back and you're like, oh no.
Yeah, you knew you were sick. You probably didn't understand the extent of like
yeah.
what was going
Okay.
to happen.
Well, but I think what you're asking is, or at least my question now, whether
Yeah.
or not that's your question, is like, did you do some dumb bullshit that got you there? Because I think that matters. If people find out you're patient zero, but you were just living,
Unbeknownst.
you were just living your life and you had no idea.
Wait, dumb to get it or dumb to spread it?
Dealer's choice.
To me, boiling down the question is: do I know that I'm sick and I'm hiding it, or is it unbeknownst and I'm getting people sick without? My
No, you know
knowledge?
you're sick.
Okay,
Or
I'm like real sick. I'm
Or
like,
you
it's a
or you
problem.
knew you could get, like, you knew for whatever reason there was a risk of this pandemic, which of course this is hypothetical, and you did some shit that you wanted to do anyway.
No. So you know that you'll understand the severity of what you have, but you
Okay.
know you're sick because a lot of people just kind of thought it was like a cold or something at
Yeah.
first, right? So yeah, that's kind of what you think it is. But no, you're not taking any precautions. You're doing whatever it is. You're still going to the Kendrick Lamar concert.
You just think it's a regular cold.
I guess, or you think
I mean,
maybe it's just like a bad cold.
I'm
Whatever it
gonna
is.
tell you something right now. If I have a cold, I'm going to Kendrick Lamar.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm talking to, but then everyone to know.
Yeah, everyone will know.
But if it's the sniffles, come on, they can't get that mad. Yeah, they can. They'd murder me. $1 million.
$1 million is
$1
a
million
lot.
to know that I am patient zero, and that I.
No. You're not. We all know.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, I thought you said
that's
just
what I'm
you.
saying. No. $1 million for everyone to know that I'm patient zero, but I didn't do some bullshit. If I just thought I had a cold and went to large gathering and that was what spread it, I think most people would get that.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I
there'd
think
be
you take the
exceptions.
money. I think I take the
But
money.
I think there's most people would be like, well, yeah, we've all gone places with colds. But
Yeah.
there's also a lot of unreasonable people in the world.
Yeah.
And a lot of reactionary people in
Yeah.
the world. And a
Yeah.
lot of people who would tie politics to it. So I'm sure it would be unpleasant.
Yeah, it would
But
definitely be
$1
unpleasant.
million,
Yeah.
and I feel like that would blow over eventually too. I think, especially because if it's October 2020, my answer might be fucking different. But right now,
Yeah.
for anyone to find that out, if I had someone who died from COVID, I might be super mad at that person. That they might be mad at me, whatever.
Yeah,
but
sure.
overall, I think I could live with. Yeah, I'll take $1 million for that. I think.
Okay.
I'm kind of with you. I actually don't think, as long as I haven't actively done something wrong, I think I'm taking the money.
Right. If you were just slightly irresponsible,
Yeah.
at least in your mind.
Yeah, maybe you didn't take it quite as seriously because you didn't really know. Like, I'll take that money.
Okay.
What do you think?
How about you?
I think that's fair. Well, maybe this is just me watching too many horror movies, but there was this horror movie that was based on the pandemic, and it was called Sick. And basically, this woman was the target of like these 3 killers because she got their son sick and he died.
So it was a revenge thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Like,
I
they
was
weren't
thinking,
trying to do anything practical. It was revenge.
yeah, no, they just wanted to get
Yeah.
her. And so I was thinking, I was like, yeah, that's a horror movie, but also, yeah, there are probably some people out there that might take it to
Grief makes people do shit. For
and
sure.
it's making me wonder, like, man, how safe can I be with that $1 million? That's what I'm thinking. It's like, can I survive?
Well, now I'm kind of putting myself to try and answer the question. I'm trying to put myself in their shoes in the movie. Like, if COVID had, God forbid, taken my child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then I found out who did it or who had it first, and that they went to a concert or whatever, even though they knew they were sick, but it was just a cold, or what they thought or whatever. The only logically, it's like understandable, right? But I don't know that level of grief. I don't know it,
Right.
and I hope I never do. Obviously,
And the logic part is just out the window.
and then that's kind of out the window, and I feel like with grief, you want to put it somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what's so awful about grief, right? Or one of the things that's awful
Right.
about it is there's nothing. It's just there. So if you have a place to put that, i.e., finding the person who you can blame for it and killing them or whatever.
Are you guys pro or like against revenge?
Ooh,
Just in general.
I am against revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Simply
as a-
because
Because the
okay.
Bible or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, I mean,
Shitty way to put it, but
The New Testament, Old Testament, you'd be super pro
Yeah,
revenge.
but I mean, listen, man, vengeance is mine, said the Lord. So, yeah, I'm serious. I wouldn't want. Okay, I feel like me getting revenge, I'm just going to ultimately still kind of feel bad of like, man, I knowingly hurt somebody because the person I'm getting revenge on, it might have been due to something they did accidentally. Like they might not even meant to do, but like I'm actively choosing to inflict
So
pain on
you're
this person.
Brad Pitt in Seven.
I'm
Her
not-
head. Oh, you don't know about this?
I haven't seen this movie, but go
All right.
ahead.
So
What's in the box?
What's in the box, right? So long story short, Brad Pitt's a cop or whatever.
Spoilers.
Yeah, the spoilers.
Okay.
So if you haven't seen the movie Seven,
Kind of a great movie. I don't know if we should spoil it. For
Yeah,
Jordan.
maybe you should watch it. We'll
Actually,
talk
you
about it
should
next
probably
week.
watch it.
let me put it this way.
No, it's like a very good movie.
It's an incredible movie.
Like
So
a sort
the
of
idea
essential
is
one.
someone tells someone to the person you love the most, and it's like a very gruesome
They
way
do it on
that they
purpose.
do it on purpose, and just to get a reaction from you.
And they flaunt it.
Religiously, actually, which is also
It is.
very
It
interesting.
actually is a. It's called Seven because it's the 7 deadly sins.
Yeah.
The idea is
Oh.
this guy is killing people by making them do their sin.
It's-
So, like,
Oh wait a minute,
incredible.
well, hold on. That's
Have
a little different. If there's like,
Well, that's just the premise of the movie.
the movie,
But you're taking away basically if someone intentionally killed someone extremely important to you, and they did it to fuck with you, and then they like bragged about it to your face.
Yeah.
Literally in your physical presence.
Okay. Define revenge. Because we're gonna have to fight now, but I don't think I could get myself to kill that person. But we gotta have it out now.
Yeah,
I'm going to hurt them.
That's
Like,
actually a good question.
Yeah.
What counts as revenge? I think, technically that's revenge because think about it. You're not actually accomplishing anything unless you're trying to like get them and take them to jail or whatever, like to turn them into the cops or whatever. But if your goal is you did this, I'm gonna fuck you up, which how could it not be?
Yeah,
that's revenge.
Well, I look at movies like A Time
Yeah.
to Kill. I look at a movie like John Q, where Denzel's his son is sick, but
Yeah.
the insurance thing, and he can't get him,
Yeah.
so he takes his gun in, and he's like, "Nope, you doctors are gonna."
That movie
fix
is
him."
feeling real relevant right now.
How about it, right?
Yeah.
That kind of revenge to me is also that's so heightened. It's like you actually can. You're gonna break the law, but you can change.
So the
the
difference
scenario.
for me, the difference there is that there is there's a goal. There's a reason he's doing that. It's not
Sure.
it's not his kid died.
Revenge for
and then
revenge's
went-
sake.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
his kid
Okay.
died and then he went
Yeah.
and killed the dog.
Yeah, I agree.
He's
Yeah.
trying to. I would absolutely do that.
Sure.
If I felt it was if I had enough nerve, if I had the means, if I had the whatever. I would totally do
if
that.
anyone hasn't seen that movie, it's hard to watch, but it is one of the best performances.
It's been a
you're
long
ever
time since
gonna
I've seen
see.
it, but I remember loving
man.
it.
Yeah. I love that movie.
I,
Thank you.
pro revenge, like morally, I don't know, but like
Wait a second. The first half of this whole friggin' podcast was you being like, "Steal from the rich. Who gives a
we
shit?"
can-
Now revenge is an issue.
yeah, because revenge is like I'm talking about like in my mind, killing or seriously injuring someone because of something they.
Purposefully did?
Yeah, no.
That's easier to me than robbing
Well,
Walmart.
but you also no, you didn't. You weren't listening. Like if it's revenge and it's not actually accomplishing anything, I think maybe in a vacuum, morally, maybe like I'm not sure.
This is
okay, but you're not listening to the second part.
Go ahead.
Real life, yeah.
That's what we're talking about, real
Well,
life.
I know, but I'm saying I would do something even if I think it's wrong in that scenario. I'm drawing. You see what I'm saying?
I actually don't.
Okay, so like.
I think I do actually see what you're
So
saying.
like I think revenge might be unethical, might be immoral. Maybe. I'd have to think about it a little bit more. But what I'm saying in real life is I'd probably do it anyway. Even if I was like revenge is wrong. If someone, again, the extreme example, if someone did something, killed someone I love, I'd probably just do it anyway. Even if I was like this is wrong. See what I'm saying? So like on the practical level, I think I'm pro revenge.
But on the practical level, you were like, steal from Walmart.
well, so that I think that's what he's saying. He doesn't see that as being
I don't
wrong.
see that. I don't see that necessarily.
And that's
as
there's
being
where it sounds
wrong.
like he sees it wrong, but he's doing it anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Interesting.
That's different for me.
You got some shit to deal with, buddy. That's what I think. That's what I think.
Fair enough.
It's
Maybe.
interesting, yeah.
But no, but like that would be revenge would be a thing that I just might feel the need to do, even if I don't think it's a good idea.
Wow.
And I
It's
keep
so funny
thinking-
that I couldn't feel more the opposite of how you feel. I literally feel the opposite of how you
With
feel.
revenge,
And the stealing from a company. It's so funny. For me, I'm like, in my heart, like I don't care. Walmart, a candy bar. I don't steal. It's just
I
not
don't do
something
it
that
either.
I do.
I don't steal either.
I couldn't even the way you justified it. Even I'm like, I'm not doing that. That has nothing to do with the big company. On the other hand, it's like revenge is like, yes, okay, yes, you did this to this person that I love, and it's like my family or whatever. It's like, yes, done. I'm not even worrying about more. No, it has nothing to do with that.
well, it's kind of that actually kind of is what I was saying. I was saying I'd put that aside.
But we're yeah, okay, I follow.
I'd put
I
that
follow.
aside, but I do wonder.
I'm not even thinking
I
about
do
You
wonder-
don't think about stealing from the big company. I do. I don't think about the revenge. You're saying,
I got
oh,
you.
there would be a moral thing.
I
I'm
got
like,
you.
fuck
I got
that.
you.
Yeah.
Because I'm talking about taking away a human life.
Yeah.
But even in that scenario, like, are we like if they're taunting us? Say we don't do anything. What's to stop them from like going after another
Well, I don't
person?
think that necessarily. That I mean, does that fall in the umbrella of revenge?
Because that's what I'm saying. Because now, if like other people's lives are at risk, well, then no.
Then I have no problem with it on any level.
Yeah.
Well, a time
other than
to
unintended
kill is
consequences.
essentially it's a man's daughters get sexually assaulted and killed,
Right.
and then he's like, I don't care that they're going on trial. I'm gonna go kill them.
Yeah.
And he does, and he's like, yep, that's done. It wasn't a question. There was blah blah blah. It's like, so
I guess
that's where my brain goes. Like, oh, I mean, I get
think
it.
I still think, yeah, probably if something like that happened and it was easy, or like I didn't see any like real obstacles to it, yeah, I think I probably would kill that person,
Yeah.
or at least go find him. And who knows if I have the nerve in the moment. But
By the way, all of this may be mildly insensitive because every once in a while I see videos of who was the doctor for all those gymnasts who like was sexually assaulting them. And,
what was it, Larry? Nasser?
Nasser?
Larry Nasser.
Yeah,
Nasser.
that's impossible to watch. So I don't mean, just for the record, I'm not trying to trivialize this.
Right,
that's not what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like I think of that because
it was an extreme example.
Yeah. So I just want to be kind of sensitive to that.
No, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want like taking someone's life. That's pretty intense.
It's heavy, pretty heavy. Yeah,
intense.
yeah.
And so like, I can't imagine that I'd ever be the same after that. That's kind of what
Sure.
I don't think you
Oh
can.
my gosh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I don't know.
This is a comedy podcast, guys. I feel like we
I think it's fucking hilarious.
we went pretty hard there.
It's
All
would
right.
you rather. It's what happens.
Would you rather?
It's serious stuff, man.
Oh, did I mention that dog
You
that's
did
on the
say
run?
you
Yeah.
did say are
Yeah.
you guys you said are you guys pro revenge? What did you expect was
I
going to
know.
happen?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It is fair. All right. That's pretty rough. We gotta lighten up.
Do
You
I need
okay?
to
Oh, do you gotta be a parent? Oh, what's-
Oh.
I got
my
about 10
gosh.
minutes before I need to be a parent.
All right,
Okay.
Jason, tell us about this pet.
All right,
Dog.
should I do that? Because I was going to ask if you guys had any stories of like the worst like job getting fired, or seeing anyone get fired, or hearing a story about anybody getting fired.
Oh,
Or-
okay.
You got something?
I
Or we
can
could talk
probably
about the
think of
dog, which
something.
is great.
Okay.
We've talked about the revenge that I
Oh,
got
yeah,
on-
you did.
We've talked about that though.
Well, let me do this. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to try something this week.
Okay.
I'm going to give the fugitive dog story. We'll talk about it next week. I'm going to tee it up and see if anyone gives
What were you
a
starting
shit.
to say, Jordan? I totally interrupted you.
Oh, it was like the funniest example of somebody being like, it was like my first job at Taco
Oh, shit.
Bell.
I didn't know you had a story. Did I miss that?
I totally interrupted.
Oh, okay.
you. It was
Yeah,
my
all
fault.
right.
No, it's all good. So it was my first job at Taco Bell, and this.
Wait, you worked at Taco Bell?
First job.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I worked at Taco Bell specifically because it looked like the easier place to work at. Because like we were right beside McDonald's.
He's always
McDonald's
thoughtful.
was busy all the time.
It's
So
always a
That
thoughtful.
sounds
strategy.
yeah.
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 Yeah. No notes.
But we somebody got fired because like I think they like kept coming in late or whatever, so they got fired. But then one of the managers was short staffed, and I think they showed up like just like was going to buy some food, and like they helped
No.
out, and then they basically got their job back, and they weren't even supposed to, so they got their job back.
Are
and then
you
they ended up
kidding
getting
me?
fired again.
I got fired again.
Like a week later?
Yes. Oh wait, forget all that. Forget all that. I got the best one.
Oh my God.
That is amazing.
I got the
though.
best one. No, this is gonna blow that out the water.
Was it just because he kept being late?
I think they were also maybe they might have been high on the job once.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'd be fired.
Wait, he
Okay.
did what?
I think they might have been like high on the job a couple times.
Oh,
too.
high.
So who knows what really?
Yeah, it's weird that the customers are high, but the employees can't. be.
Yeah,
It's
that's true.
some
But
bullshit.
either way, they
kind of
got
agree with that.
fired, hired back, fired again. It was all in the span of like 2 weeks. Like it was very quick. Okay.
He's a GM of a Taco Bell right now, probably.
And this is like one of my favorite stories ever. I love this, and we can cut this if we need to.
No way.
But at a comedy club,
Okay.
Oh,
there was a person working at this comedy club,
okay.
and there was a local comedian
God, I
that
need to
wanted
know
to
the
work
specifics after
that
this is
wanted to
over.
work at the club. And the dude was like, "Oh yeah, I'll get you a job." So he gives this comedian a T-shirt And that comedian starts working at the club, like, I guess, seeing people for about 2 weeks or whatever, right? The owner of the club shows up and says, wait, who are you? And the comedian introduced himself like, yeah, I'm the new hire. And the owner's like, no, you're not.
What?
And the dude's like, no, I'm serious. I'm the new guy. Like, this guy hired me, pointing back to his friend that got him the job.
And the owner was like,
The owner fired both of them.
no.
He fired both of them.
Yeah, but you gotta understand, that guy was working there for like 2-3 weeks, never got like a paycheck, anything.
What?
Yes.
Whoa.
What?
I have so many questions.
So
Oh,
many
I'll
questions.
answer them. Yeah, it's hilarious.
Like, so who? Why? Okay.
So
Who was this dude who like? Who was the guy who hired him? Not
I can
names,
tell you
not
the-
names.
Okay.
but like who?
He was a
Well,
person
yeah,
that worked.
names,
Oh no,
but-
I'll give you the names,
Names
after we
off
cut
mic.
this off.
Oh, names off mic.
Yeah, I got
for
you.
sure.
I got you.
But who?
All right.
Like who was this who was this person in relation to the place? I kind of didn't catch.
They
that.
were just a regular.
Just a
an
cedar.
employee.
Yeah, they weren't like a manager
And they
or
were like,
anything.
"Yes, you may have a job."
Yes.
That's phenomenal.
Oh my God. They're like, I got that kind of pull around here.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
My God.
I'm telling. If you ever get a chance, ask Evan Pitfield about the story.
Okay.
He wasn't involved, but just ask him. He does the best. I was literally in tears listening to Evan tell the story. It is hilarious.
Wow.
And I'll tell you, like,
Now we know
more
what
of the
club it
stories.
is.
Wow. That is incredible.
Damn, you're right.
We know what club it is.
Okay,
I
cool,
still don't, but all right.
All right.
I'm not trying to put stuff together.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh, that is such a funny.
The owner was like, nope.
Yeah, no, and
Beat
then
it.
they're both. I'm just saying, like, it cracks me up. It's like, how do you work there for like pretty much a month? You never got paid or anything.
Yeah, right. Did you fill out paperwork?
Nothing, nothing. You just got a shirt, and you,
Oh my
you just
God.
thought you.
That's insane, dude.
Wow.
That's insane.
Jeez. All right. That's incredible. Anybody got one?
I got
Yeah,
fired
I got
in the
none.
last year. No, it's been over a year.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. That was, I mean, just cause we lost a
Yeah.
client and then the next day they fired me. But I think that they were so excited that they lost that client so they could fire me.
Yeah.
They were not excited to lose the client, but I think being able to lay me off was a silver lining. The person could barely wipe the fucking grin off their face.
Wow.
It
How
was-
about that? All right. So here's one I got fired, but it was kind of what I learned later about it. So my buddy, there was a golf course where I grew up.
Okay.
And it was like, it's a golf course, so it's nice, but it wasn't like the nicest one, but it was fine. So I started working there. My buddy worked there, and everyone, all the guy who ran it, everyone, and I'm gonna try to be sensitive about this, but they were all like, very like blue collar dudes.
Sure.
And one of the guy's sons worked there, and they were just kind of really like, just gruff, dudes, whatever. I had no problem with it, whatever. But I'm like in there for the summer for college.
Right. That's a dynamic.
Yes,
Yeah.
they immediately did not like me.
Yeah.
Hated me.
Yeah, it's fair.
So every day they would just send me out into like the shittiest bunker where there was like bees' nests, and they would take like shit. And they were like, spray for weeds, get rid of these bees.
Oh,
they gave me the
man.
shittiest jobs, dude, for like weeks. Right? And I'm like, can I just drive the lawnmower? Can I edge? Like, I worked in landscaping companies for years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're just sending me out in this shit. Like, no one's out here.
Right.
It never really occurred to me what was happening.
That's what they were doing.
Yeah, and they kind of like it was a little college boys kind of shit.
Yeah, sure.
And eventually they were just like, yeah, this isn't working out. And I remember being like, that's cool. I'm gonna go.
Well, that was
I'm gonna
how
get
I
the
felt
hell
at
outta
mine,
here.
too.
Yeah.
I was
So my
like,
buddy
oh,
who
what a
worked
shame.
there, who did all the mowing and shit, he told me, it was like weeks later. He was just like, yeah, he's like, I don't know if you knew this, but they were just doing that so you'd quit. They didn't really like you, and they just wanted to give you the worst jobs that they could come up with. None of that shit was even real.
Wow.
Yeah,
They were like,
really? It was
send them
just
out
like-
into the shit.
I
yeah.
wondered that. If it
Yeah,
was just
I was like,
complete-
these pieces of shit.
Oh,
I was
man.
so
Man.
mad and relieved. I hated that job so much,
That's
but I didn't
brutal.
quit though.
It's brutal and pretty fun.
Yeah, those bastards.
That's a very real thing, man. That like
Yeah.
that whole dynamic of like
Oh yeah,
working like we work here, you're just here for a bit.
Yeah,
Because
that's
you
right.
got better things to do or whatever.
and it's a shame because I did a lot of manual labor
Yeah, yeah,
jobs
yeah.
growing up, so it was like it felt unfair.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean it is.
Yeah, it was just like, and I mean, I get
It's
like
both
being from an
understandable
outside
and unfair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
totally. Yeah, because I loved landscaping was one of the hardest but best jobs I had. I loved landscaping.
I've never done it, but I can see that. Like that makes sense to me.
Very rewarding.
Yeah.
It was like beers at the end of the day. You're literally just fried. You're exhausted. It's like,
Yeah.
you know.
It's the end of Office Space, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's exactly right. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. And
they're
you end up
just-
hanging out with those people. You're always
Right.
like going and having beers. You're
Yeah.
tan.
You're
You're
right.
in shape
You're
strong-
the
you're
whole
strong.
summer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's right.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The guy, I can't remember his last name, but everyone called him the Zook. His Stan, it was like Stan Zukowski or something like that.
Okay.
And he was the Zook. Anyway, a couple summers of that. That's all I got. I think that's the show too.
Yeah, I gotta
Yeah.
go.
I think that's a wrap. All right, well, cool. Everybody, this has been Zoning Out, presented by the Comedy Zone. Make sure you again follow us on social media.
Yeah.
Mr. Williams Comedy, Jordan Century, King Jason Allen. Email us at podcastzoningout@gmail.com or call us 980-221-9293.
Someone call us.
Please.
Yeah. Leave a message. We'll put it on the show.
We will absolutely
Yeah,
put it
you're
on
on the show.
You're on the
Yes.
show. Also, we're on YouTube, so subscribe,
Mash
like.
that
Subscribe.
button.
Mash all the buttons.
All right, can't wait to see you guys next week.
All right. See you.